just now. Now I'm gonna restart this vibing with Ken O'Keefe. Um, so anyway, I'm, I'm I'm gonna start this right away. If you want to go back, I got his. Oh, I should put his. I'll put his video in the description after I'm done with this. But I got his Wikipedia down there right now for his resume. So I'm just going to go ahead and vibe with him tonight. He's an American. He's talking his stuff to whoever wants to hear it. He's got a freedom of voice, as we all do. Freedom of speech, freedom of prints. We're all, if you, that's what it's about. In America, and you have to listen. You got to listen to everybody. You got to listen to all sides. If you really want a clear picture, if you don't listen to all sides, then you're in trouble, and that's why we have freedom of speech here, and that will never be taken. I hope it will never be taken away from us. That's what being a patriot's all about: freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, to keep what our forefathers gave to us. So anyway, I think Ken O'Keefe respects it, that Constitution. I think he has fought for it. He was a Marine, a vet. And but he's got some things to say, and I'm directly opposed to these things as a Jew of essence. So I am directly opposed to these things, and I must confront him on these issues. And for all sides, they're not easy to talk about because you're putting yourself out there. You're making yourself a target, and so, but these things need to be discussed. There is no doubt about it. And all voices need to be heard right now. And all the ears need to be listening to what people are saying. So let's just delve into it. I'll vibe with them. I'll give my opinions here and there with Ken O'Keefe. And I like his last name. It's got an E on the end, like mine. So I'm sure we have ancestry together somewhere along the way. I'm 35% Scottish. Got some Cornwall, Northern England. What else I got in there? Leinster. Yeah, and so in central Scotland. So anyway, um, yeah. So I'm sure we share ancestry. So anyway, if you want to read his bio, he's got a pretty impressive bio. I like his bio. He's an American like the rest of us. Has his stories, but what he's done in life, and where he's sitting today, and the eye view that he has, you know. And as a Jew of essence, I'm taking this one up. I'm taking this one up. I got to. This one's important. This one is important. Okay. All right. So, and let us move forward, shall we?
On a few bucks my way. So, with that being said, enjoy Ken at his most unapologetic best. Aloha.
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 First off, I take I take my hat off to these two gentlemen, to the organizers. It's an honor. Uh, the Sheikh has moved somewhere. God bless him. But it's been a blessing since day one. I met the Sheikh 11 years ago in Iran, and we hit it off right away. What a blessing. This is a man that you don't get one like that every generation. He's that special. The whole of Islam should be revering this man, and it just shows the sorry state of Islam and the Saudi control of the mosques that would allow for a man like this to go unrecognized and unappreciated. We need to change that big time. This man is also a gift. He is a plethora of knowledge. This is the kind of stuff that's been fascinating me. I worship the truth as I do God. That's my master up there. He's my only master. So I,
Number
I take my
one.
hat off to these gentlemen. The
I
Sheikh's not
agree.
here to see if maybe he'll watch it
Yeah.
later, but
Hashem is everything.
thank you. And thank you to the organizers. Really, really. I hope there are more events like this. I really do. And with time, more people are coming. If nothing else, that's what the people of Gaza have taught the world. I'm coming from America, and I'm an American-born son. I served in the U.S. military. I'm an ex-Marine. I'm a machine gunner. I was in combat, blah, blah, blah. I was young and dumb. I was a mercenary for the banksters. And thank God I never killed anybody. By the grace of God, I didn't kill anybody.
I think he was a Marine. He was an American Marine. Thank you for your service, Kenneth.
But I got judged. There's only one judge. None of you are him. Nobody is the judge. Only he. So I was taught a lesson at an early age when I did the right and honorable thing as a U.S. Marine. I didn't just follow orders. Before I had this event where I didn't just follow orders, I was a model Marine. I was as good as it gets. I was top notch. I tell you what, I'm ready to go to Gaza right now, and I'm still fit and fiddle at 55. Give me my M249 saw. I'm ready to go in. I'll be happy to go in and fight Israel right now. Please let.
And I would be happy to fight for Israel if I had to take a side right now. I would have to say I would be happy to fight for Israel. For what they did on crossing that line and bringing those people into those tunnels, and for it remaining that long, for them to come out, to ever have that happen again, I'm sure anybody would agree that's the side you want to defend. Or at least I hope you would. From children, old people, women, kids, people hiding in safe closets and all that stuff. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'd want to be on that side. I'd feel good in the morning. I could live with myself.
Let me. I want it. Really. These people over there, they're not just people I care about. That's my family. That is my family. Literally. Literally. In fact, here's a message. This is a message from my family in Gaza. This is what, you know, I'm not even able to say their name because they can send a missile to them. Literally. Like, there's a crowd fund for them, but I can't share it because they'll send a missile for them. This is how bad it is, you know? Imagine having a family member or family members, and you can't help them because the system is stacked against you and gonna come after you. And trust me, I've been through a lot. And I tell you what, if it don't kill you, it makes you stronger. I'm strong, boy. I'm not backing down for nothing. This is a message from Gaza 2 days ago. Every time I get a message, it's like, praise to Allah, praise to God. Because I know this could be the last message. Literally. I'm going to read to you a message from my family in Gaza. And this, literally, I may not get another message. I'm praying that I get to reunite with my family over there. That I will be able to see them smile as I saw them smile as children on the beach when I was so blessed to be able to make a party for them. They had already been through hell in Operation Cast Lead, for anybody who might remember that. Oh, that's way ancient history. Nobody cared back then. Just a few of us. They went through hell. 27 members of their family slaughtered and not allowed medical attention that was before. For 4 days. They weren't allowed medical attention. Imagine having your
It's a
child in your
mostly
arms
Muslim audience,
and
as we could say.
they
I'm not
got
sure
bullet
where this
wounds
was
like
taken, but
literally Zainat Samuni. Literally. 4-year-old son, Ahmed, who who literally has 2 bullet wounds in his chest, but he's alive. He's alive. And imagine holding your 4-year-old son. And by the way, the father was already executed in front of the family by the Israelis, literally. So dad's already gone. And here's Ahmed in his mother's arms. And she wants to get medical.
Was dad holding a rifle, maybe? Did he have a rifle? Did he have a weapon in his hand? You know, human shields. This man knows something about human shields. He walked Iraq as a human shield during the Saddam Hussein era, right before we went in there. And I'm not saying what he did was right or wrong, but human shields are wrong. Let's just get that out of the way. Like, you know, don't hide behind the women and children. You can't do that. That's if you're going to go into somebody's country and invade it, a territory, kidnap their people, make sure that you don't put them in places that are going to be close to populations.
Attention, his life could have been saved. But the Israelis not only wouldn't allow any medical attention in from the Red Crescent Society, but when people went out trying to do this with white flags, they were shot at. So now you have to sit there with your 4-year-old son for over a day while he bleeds out. And his last words are, "Don't worry, Mom. I'm going..."
Sorry for the family.
"I'm going to be with Dad." So, as you can tell, it's personal for me. And if it was my own child, you couldn't pay me to be nonviolent. I don't know how the Palestinians do it.
They have a martyr
I really
system.
don't.
It's called a martyr
If you put
system.
most people through this, they would be so hateful.
Because they know.
So if you put the Americans to, oh my God.
You know there's a point
that,
to where you know you don't
9/11
have a winner.
Yeah, no, they did. The
And that
USS
you
Liberty.
don't keep going.
Oh, they're behind COVID too.
Unless
They
it's
own
a
all the
martyr
pharmaceutical
system and
companies.
the kids are even
BlackRock
on
and
the
Vanguard that owns
prize.
your country. Yeah, AIPAC, the American Israeli Political Affairs Committee. Yeah, they bought and paid for and brag about owning all your politicians. And your current president, he's in bed with them. He was buddy with Jeffrey Epstein. If they weren't so dumbed down and mind controlled, how could you ever allow your state? This is my birth nation. Curse my birth nation. Curse it. It has debt that can never be repaid.
No way.
It will.
I do not
hell.
accept those
Sheikh
curses.
is exactly right in his books
That's
about
not
where
good.
the entirety of the
No
godless
way.
West is going.
This
is
is
their
our
fate.
country.
If any of them can manage to come to God, hey,
This is
I'll pray
our
for you
country. This
that
is
you
our
do that, but I
United
can
States. This
guarantee
is
you
our
this. I ain't God, but
Constitution.
guaranteed you're going to hell.
This is
You're
our
going to hell.
Constitution.
Here's my message from the Samuni family 2 days ago. My dear brother, the truthful friend, the man of the strong, generous support. But as you, I said first, my brother, but my father, he refers to me as a father figure to give clarity, because I knew them when they were kids. I've known them for 17 years now. So, like, I call him a brother, but I'm more of a father figure. Keep in mind, his father's been executed. So he grew up without a father. I had an abusive father. So, you know, I can only imagine what it would have been like to have a loving father. So anyway, that's the context of referring to me as a father.
If the boy was being taught hate, he had an abusive father.
For he's proud of your
And I'm sure he
reassurance,
was
support,
being
and
taught,
prayers
hey,
that will not leave us. For
they
your
all
love and
are.
your love for me and my family in
They
Gaza.
hate the Jew.
My brother, you are the
And that's
one who
not
has
good.
not and will not be absent from us for a moment.
They hate
These criminal
anybody. You
days are
can't
the
teach the
bloodiest and
children that.
devastating. Bombing, death, hunger, destruction, and displacement. We do not know what is following us as the war continues to exterminate and famine that we have been living in daily for 2 months. It is the deadly death, not the missiles of this American Zionist enemy. The children and population are dying of starvation, my brother.
Well, right now,
What kind
Gaza's
of person with a
back in the
heart can
hands of
imagine and bear
Hamas.
these scenes?
They got their
People are
guns.
dying, and the body is a skeleton, not to mention the pieces, blood, and scattered meat. Brother, we only want these massacres to stop. We call
Absolutely.
upon you, O Allah, to stop it from you that you are capable of.
All has
There
to
you go.
stop. All the
That's
massive.
straight from Gaza.
Hamas needs to lay down their arms.
Every good thing I've ever done, all praise
You can't let
to
an
God.
army like that keep up.
And the thing was,
No way. That was they
when I
took
was young,
innocents out like that. That was. How can you not?
I have to thank my dad because he was abusive and he didn't love me proper. So that just motivated me. It was like, I will impress you, Dad. I will. So these gentlemen have covered the New World Order so well that I can hardly top it. And I've obviously given you a
need to
taste
find
of
an
what's
answer,
happening in
people.
Gaza right now. But definitely where I want to go with this, and this is why I share what I share now, is what can we do about it?
And the answer is
Because
a
my
martyr
attitude
system
from day
doesn't
one
work.
has been, if there's a problem,
Not with
well,
the
are you doing
children.
something about it? Is someone else doing something about it? Are they truly doing something about it? Are they pretending like they're doing something about it? And if they are, then you do it. You go do it. Don't sit there and wait. Why are you waiting for someone else to do what you can do yourself? Why? Why?
I agree.
Who are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? The United
Everybody
Nations?
needs to rise up now.
Are we even waiting for our own governments and militaries?
Everybody
Does
needs
the
to rise
capacity
up.
exist right now for people, if they united, to come together and say, you know what, we're
And
doing
that's
this?
it. The people need to unite.
Yes.
All of us.
Yes, that
Jew,
possibility
Gentile,
exists.
all
Anybody
the
who
children
says
of
otherwise,
Abraham.
I beg to differ.
I agree
We
with
can
that
sit
one.
and hide behind
Right
the
there.
excuses all we want. But have
And
we
we have a
all, when we look
constitution.
ourselves in the mirror, have we done everything
If
that we
they
can?
only understood our
Haven't we?
constitution,
See, the man that I respect,
the freedoms
the
that
man
we
I
are
need to see
granted
looking back in the mirror at me, is the man who did his
should be
best,
everybody's
who
freedoms.
wasn't afraid, who stood up and said what
For
what
those I
needed
do
to be
not want
said.
to hoard.
That's the man I respect. In order for me to even have respect for myself and peace of mind, which I do, is that, one, I don't underestimate what my best is. I don't. Why set the bar so low? You know, listen, if you set a low bar, then you damn well better achieve that. Otherwise, you're not doing your best. You're lying to yourself. And even the term inshallah, don't use that as an excuse. God wills you to put your best effort forward. Does anybody doubt that? Do you think God
What is
doesn't
inshallah?
wish you to
It's
do
grace of God, the God's
all
grace
that you can do?
or something, I think.
To be in service? To sacrifice? Is that not the
Inshallah.
definition of a godly person, man or woman? Or is it about how many prayers we say? Or how many good politicians we support? Or how many charities we do? And how many of those charities are we really watching?
No, that's
How much is being used on the back end for admin? How many of the agendas
everywhere.
within the charity
You know, like
are
are
subverting
are the
very
monies
people that they're
reaching the
proclaiming
charities that
to
we
help?
really need to
Such as the
reach them?
case of
But
Western
you know,
charities,
could
which
they
made
be
the
covered?
Palestinians put issues like
I mean, what are we
homosexuality
paying for
and
guns or you know
transgenderism. Remember the
missionaries that you know
Israelis
will
talking about
all it
how,
takes
oh,
everything
we're
it
so
takes for the
liberal and we're
missionaries,
so,
right?
the Palestinians are throwing homosexuals off buildings and stuff. Does anybody remember that? I do.
Yeah, I do
I've been
too.
watching. This
Fucking
is their
sick
cell
shit.
to the west. And by the way, where is the epicenter, the mecca of homosexuality, transgenderism, and take a guess?
Rome.
The state of Israel. Yeah. And by the way, you can also go
Look
on
at you.
the
You're
Goya
wearing a
in
Cardinals
America
cap.
and
I'm
Europe.
just,
Here's
whatever,
where they
man.
get
I
to run, where
surrender.
there's no
But
extradition treaties. Oh yeah, the
oh yeah,
state of
man.
Israel.
Yeah,
I've been
biggest
saying
child rapist
state of
fucking
Israel,
community is
and I've
in
been getting
Rome.
pushback from people who are supposed to be on
Don't
my
even have
side because
nobody has a
it's not all
lock
that.
on it like they
I'm
do.
sick of that programming.
We're all
I'm
under it,
sick of
dude.
that.
All
I'm
of
sick of
us.
it.
And all the
Every
religions
single
have
one of
taken
you.
advantage of it.
Who is behind usury? Who are posing
All of
as
us.
liberal?
All of us are
You
behind
Jesus
usury.
referred to as the synagogue of Satan. I make no apologies. You are my enemy. My duty is to fight you to the end. Literally. And I'm a man, for Christ's sake. What is a man's job? What? To sit back on his butt
Protect the community.
and complain? That is a sorry excuse for a man. By the way, how many children are being in this world? How many tens
Talk
of
to
millions of
Rome.
children are missing in this world right now?
Talk to Rome.
We, men, all of us, have failed miserably.
Yeah, we have.
Miserably. Disgustingly.
Yep.
Shamefully.
I agree.
Failed.
Yep.
We are failures. Muslim, Christian, I don't care. Failures.
Jew.
Children being, and our politicians literally raping these children. And then that videotape is the stock that the synagogue of Satan uses to put these people in power. And we allow this.
Talk to the Boston
Why?
Globe.
I could lose my job.
Talk to my relatives.
But everybody else, paying taxes to governments, paying taxes in the United States
Rape.
for genocide.
Child rape is a terrible thing.
2,000-pound bombs.
And we have to
You're
understand,
paying for
man.
it.
Are we raping
But
them also in
tell
ignorance?
God that you
Are we
protested.
raping them only in body?
Do you expect God to give you a ticket to the kingdom of heaven when you paid for genocide? You paid for the burning of children. You paid for the burying.
Our heaven
men,
and
women,
hells are made
children.
here.
You paid
Out
in support
there.
of the synagogue of Satan, otherwise known as the State of Israel. Good luck with that.
All energy changes form.
No, I refuse. Absolutely refuse. And I call on all men to look yourself in the mirror. Are you the best man that you can be? Are you? Are you being a proper Muslim? Because I'm going to say it straight. There's a
Are you
lot
being
of
a
fake Muslims
proper
out there.
Christian? Are you being a proper Jew?
more
Are you
fake
being a
Christians.
child of Abraham? Man, that you could be proud of?
God with your fake
That's it.
service and sacrifice. And
It's not only about this sector. It's about the whole right now. Right now, the time that we are living in right now.
Well, I think he felt pretty strongly about that.
All
when he came out the temple and he
the
saw
religions
the
under the children of Abraham are now being questioned and saying, if you got unity, if you're preaching unity, there better be unity. If you're preaching love, there better be love. If you're preaching peace, we can't go with the bullshit no more.
And whipped them.
Jesus, he's talking about with a whip.
How you serve and sacrifice for God.
But anyway, his big thing. I'm sorry. He got me off on a tangent with him too, and I just. But so I'm equally as passionate about these issues. Whatever side of the table I'm sitting on. And he was speaking about usury, which is a very, 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 very important subject. I mean, the usury is out of control. These debts for our children with school usury, it's killing them. It's actually killing them. You're breaking them in every way possible. The usury must end. With usury, yes, in the Torah you could have usury. You could put usury on other people, but not your own. Not your own. So why don't we all have that? Why doesn't everybody have that? No usury on anybody, not our own, not especially our own, right? Especially our own. Who do you call your own? But usury is something I don't know where money's gonna go. I really don't. But for some reason, usury got us to 8 billion people. Because people like investments. And they like percentage back with growing companies. And I mean, how are we going to like go ahead and say, all right, you want to start a company, here's this amount of digits to do it, right? So who controls the digits? That's all it comes down to. Is who's controlling the digits? The digits. It's all about the digits. And if you put usury on something, especially the young with education and all that stuff, boy, it's a form of enslavement. Now we have to talk about enslavement also because all three religions of Abraham, the children of Abraham, which I am a part of, slavery. They all have rule books for slavery. They're all rules for slaves and how we treat the slaves. That's where we all got to come into this now. We all got to come together. All got to start really thinking. We got to really start thinking like, okay, what can we look at these books and say, okay, man, we have the books. These are the peoples of the books. I mean, the Muslims say the peoples of the books. But we are all the peoples of the books. We're all going by some book of law and laws and how we in slavery. I mean, let's no slavery. No slavery at the end. No, absolutely no slavery. We're counting that one out of this book. We do not have any rules about how we treat slaves because we don't have slaves. So anyway, usury's got to go though. I mean, we're to that point, I think, because it's all about digits. Digits, just. But how do we use those digits so like they're being used in a way that betters all, and we're not. I don't know. I don't know. We even got AI now. I mean, what is tomorrow going to bring? I don't know. But usury is on its way out. It has to be. They can't allow these high interest rates on our kids that are going through school. To hold such a load, and maybe that's all they have now is school, or maybe we could have free school on the internet, but free college. How hard would that be to set up some programs, right? You just work at home. Boom, 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 boom. I, Something's got to give. That's all I got to say. Anyway, I know I went on a tangent there, but let's.
I love him.
All right.
But he is not God. And this man here, the Sheikh, we had this conversation. I had just met him.
And I think it just said Jesus is not God. So now we're on to okay, Jesus. He's saying Jesus is not God. I agree with that. I've come out of he's come out of Catholic and went to Muslim. I'm pretty sure he's a Muslim. I'm not totally sure. Maybe he's still a Christian. Well, he can't be because he doesn't think Jesus is God. So I can't come to that conclusion either. I just take it to the tomb and I leave it there. I take it to the tomb. Something happened at that tomb, and I just leave it there. After that, who knows what they're seeing? Maybe Jesus did escape it, and came back to life and was like, "Hey, man, I'm still alive. Help me out here." It happened to me, September 14th, 2007. Died and came back to life. I know what could happen. So I just leave it at the tomb. I call it the great evaporation. They call it the resurrection. I call it the great evaporation. I think something sparked them, like boom, like an electrical jolt that happened to my heart. Boom, and something sparked him, and like he just like psst, evaporated. Like for a moment, like totally. What is that glow? Like when you get like you ever see those cartoons where it's like and it's just like a total glow. You see the bones and everything for a second. You're like, so, what would that be? That would be I call it the evaporation, like the evaporation of I don't know what was, but maybe that's it. The great shock. It's more like a shock. It was like a shock. It was, yeah, I understand that. There you go. See, learn something if you stick around with me. All right, let's continue on. Um, yeah, so he was just said that Jesus was in, and I agree. I agree. I agree as a Jew of essence, just like he agrees as a Christo Muslim. I don't know what I would what he titles himself as. So anyway, we'll keep on going.
And the moment I saw him, I had watched the Sheikh for a long time. And I was like, what? Nobody's saying it like the Sheikh. I didn't know him yet, but I
Well,
was
that's a Sheikh
admiring
back
from
there.
a
I forget his
distance.
name.
Not
I've
many
seen him before.
Westerners, ex-Marines, know of the Sheikh. Why
Hey
would
Sheikh,
they?
send
They're
me a
more
video.
concerned
I'll
with
vibe with it.
OnlyFans and the football game and getting a six-pack down
Anybody
at the
that wants
local
to send me a
7-Eleven.
video,
Yeah.
I'll vibe with
Why
it.
would they
And just
care
put
about the
on
Sheikh?
for Pete to vibe with.
But I did. I knew about the Sheikh. And when I met the Sheikh, it was beautiful. I was in the hotel. We were speaking at a conference 11 years ago. And I'm sitting there waiting for the elevator, and it opens up. And there's the Sheikh. I'm like, Sheikh. And he said, Ken. And I was like, oh, you know me. Of course. And it was such a beautiful, like, to know that he has seen my stuff. And I, of course, had seen his. And I remember we had this discussion. And I already was defending Muslims already for 10 plus years. I was calling out, like, it was Israeli Mossad who carried out 9/11. Larry Silverstein, Frank Lowy bought these two worthless asbestos-filled buildings that transferred billions of
The whole
liability
United
from
States
the New
government.
York Port Authority to them.
I
That's
mean,
not a very good business move.
that would have been huge. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you
I still
probably
have
wouldn't want
problems
to
with
buy two
Building
worthless,
7.
half-empty, asbestos-filled buildings that literally transfer billions of dollars of debt to you. Oh, but wait. Let's just double the insurance policy on our worthless asbestos-filled buildings.
And
Oh,
there
but
were
then,
Saudi
a
pilots.
great, 9/11 happens. Oh, wow. Boy, a month later, 9/11 happens. Oh, wow. The buildings turned to dust. Wow, that's never happened before. I didn't know an aluminum can/plane could actually turn two steel frame buildings to dust. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, there's
I'm going to tell you something. On that day, I was in I was in Cincinnati firefighter, and on that day I was at the garage, which they had this radio room, and my one of the guys went there to go get his radio fixed. He came running back, and he was like, "Hey, you guys, psst, there's a freaking plane that hit the building." Well, when we came in there, because they had TVs in the radio room, so we went in there. We were watching TV. And one of the guys says, "They better get out of there. That steel's going to melt on them. They better get out of there." One of my the guys I worked with that day, Jeff Harris, told me that was said that. I'll even give him credit, because we watch it and then we watch the buildings come tumbling down. But yeah, the metal studs couldn't. All the insulation popped off them. That's what happened. But anyway, This is what it is. Building 7, that one still is like, but man, if you got enough power to pull that off, I mean, you got the United States government in it, the Saudis, I mean, that's a lot of people. That's a lot. That's a lot of agencies. You'd have to have the whole Pentagon in on it. The whole freaking Pentagon. I mean, that's pretty ballsy. I mean, you'd have to. It would be crazy. I don't know. That's why it's just I don't know. It blows my mind. Something. You know how coincidence could be. You know. You just don't want to end up with your foot in your mouth or something. But anyway, yeah, there could have been a million reasons why people wanted those buildings down, and it could have happened like that. Governments are powerful. I'm not gonna take that away. World leaders are powerful people. These guys ain't walking around like you and me. It is what it is. But if they want you dead, you'll be dead. I'm sure. I mean, look what just happened.
The disposal problem gone. Oh, that worked out well. Oh, insurance policy. Oh, wait, but we doubled it. Let's collect several $billion for our worthless buildings that we just brought down with directed energy. That's how they brought down the Twin Towers. Conventional demolition with Building 7, by the way. Whatever, Dr. Judy Wood, where did the towers go? Um, it worked out quite well for Frank Lowy and Larry Silverstein, right? Oh, by the way, that's Lucky Larry. Why they call him Lucky? Because see, he ate at the windows. He had a breakfast at the Windows on the World, which was the top floor of the North Tower, if I'm not mistaken, one of the two. But you know what? As Lucky Larry tells the story.
Where were you on September 11th? You know, I was home. My wife, God bless her, had made an appointment for me at the doctor.
He was going in because he had so much work to do, but his wife insisted that he had to go to a dermatology appointment that day. He's like, I'm too busy. No. And his wife insisted that he didn't go in that day.
I ain't laying it on the 9/11 on the Jews.
Who got a text from Odigo which told him don't go into work that day.
This isn't people of the Book of Moses.
That works out well, doesn't it?
Because that's who the Jews are.
Hey, check it out. All you Muslims got blamed for that. You all got blamed for that. Gee, I wonder if that has anything to do with the not liking you lot. It might, perhaps. You know who they hate more than you, though? Jesus. Well, they hate him. He's boiling in hot excrement.
Hold on. Now, as a Jew of essence, I grew up with Jesus, like guiding my every thought. Like I'm sure you understand this, Mr. O'Keefe. That as I was a Roman Catholic, so I mean, I was devotional to even his wounds. I was devotional to his crown. I was devotional to his stations of the cross and his suffering and suffering and more suffering and more suffering and the never-ending suffering that you just had to endure all the time, just all the time. There he was, hanging. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Yeah, I came from that. And I'm a Jew and I love him. I do. I really love him. I love that Jew. Like, he's my favorite philosopher and my favorite prophet. And everything that's in that book of the Gospels, some of it I think is a bit corrupt, as I do with the Quran. In the Quran, there's no Palestine, but there is Israel.
In hell, according to their holy book. Did you know that? Yeah, and Mother Mary, Maryam, the highest of the high, the highest in Islam. Oh, yeah, no, she's according to them. Yeah. Is that not an enemy? At what point did they?
Not to this Jew of essence. Mary was a very beautiful young woman that had a child out of wedlock, and she married a man named Joseph, and Jesus was raised by them. I don't think she was a virgin. I don't think it states that in Isaiah either. I think it says young woman and Alma. That's what's in Isaiah. We got to go back to the Torah for such things. And once you start going back to the Torah, you start seeing those things, especially if you've come out of Christianity. It's kind of like you got to, with me, I put a lens through Christianity back. Maybe you're going through Christianity and Islam now. Maybe you're trying to take it all. I don't know how you do that because I don't have to. But you got to make it back to the Torah and see what the Torah says. And that's what I think we all need to do now. You know, even the Jews of the Zohar. You know, they got to take it through the Talmud. You know, we're taking it through. You know, and they have to take it through their Zohar book. You know, but they go through the Talmuds too, and they go through other writings. You know, to get to the Torah. So they got the most direct line, I guess, or I could say Christianity too. You know, but then you remove it 600 years and you got the Quran then, right? And that's, you know, then they say, you know, the Quran, the first Quran wasn't written until like 300 years after that anyway. You know? So I mean, there's a lot of things that could have, you know, we're human beings. It is what it is. Anyway,
People become. How many countries they've been booted from? I know Dr. Olsey knows this. I'm proud of the Sheikh knows it. That's actually 100.
oh, this is the Jewish people. How many countries we've been booted from? Because I'm a Jew of essence. And now, why I say I'm a Jew of essence is my first DNA reports with my brothers and sisters. With my brother and sister, it came out that they were 1% Jewish. So I looked at that and I was like, 1% Jewish. And I had nothing. So I always call myself a Jew of essence because of that. Like I had nothing and they both had a 1%. But I always was like, well, you know, your grandparents were my grandparents. You know, somewhere along the way, you know, maybe it happened in Scotland. You know, my people are Scottish too, and they had a Jewish community in Scotland. So anyway, let's continue.
10 now. They've just been booted from another one. 110 countries have booted the
Scotland
over
didn't
1,000 times. But we're just all innately anti-quote Semitic. Oh yeah, but they're not even Semitic. Do you see how deep this goes?
Yeah.
They control language. They control the media. They control Hollywood. They control your politicians.
Nah.
They control the weapons industries. They control the pharmaceutical industries.
Dude.
They own BlackRock, Vanguard. They're the Rothschilds. They own your bank. They control your bank. They dictated usury for everybody. But hey, there's good.
Who owns the oil? Who owns the farms? Who owns the, you know,
on you to
who owns the space system? Who owns the satellites? Who owns the oil fields? Who owns the boats? The boat manufacturing? Who owns the computers? Who owns the computer chips? Who owns the computer chips? Think about that one.
Much less God-given right to exist. No two states. You can take your two states and shove it where the sun don't shine.
That's right, one. Israel.
No way shall they be rewarded for their Zionist genocidal.
No, it ain't. Their sign is the Star of David. It represents the 13, with May 14th in the center.
Right to us Goyim.
I know that star very well.
Who was on tape, a Palestinian, did a tour of Israel after they rioted and got him out of jail, and he's a hero. He is their hero. Can you imagine if the people knew? And furthermore, they knew that You know what? At the end of the day, the Palestinians fit into the same category as you. It's just that on a real estate level, they're more important than you right now. Because there's this little thing called Greater Israel. Yeah. Google it.
Yeah.
Greater Israel. I've been saying this for years. Well over a decade. Google it. Damn it. This
We all
is their
need to
real
go back to
intent.
Torah. We all need to
Greater
go back to
Israel.
Torah to know the
And
truth
as
of it
Jake
all.
has articulated all
Anything
too well,
questioned, we have to go back to Torah and question it.
episcatology says, prophecy says, and
And
Christian
this is the
prophecy
time we
says,
all need to look at our own
we
books
are in
and
end
start
time.
saying, is this the right
We
thing
are.
to do or the wrong thing to do?
And it ain't the
Did
Prophet
we
Muhammad,
grab
peace be upon him, he's coming
Hashem's
back. It's the
angel
king.
or Allah's angel
It's Jesus.
or
And
Hashem's
Islam says
shaitan
this.
or
I
Allah's
bet they don't
shaitan?
tell that
That's what
to
it's
their
about. It's
mind-controlled audience in the media, do they? No. You're all grooming all
that's
of
who
us.
God is.
for
God gives you the
us.
good
That's what
and
you're all
bad.
doing.
We all
Yeah,
know that.
that's
It's
the controlled media, literally. Oh, and Muslims, fanatical Islam, radical Islam. Yeah, that's responsible. 19 dudes with box cutters overpowered the entire might of the U.S. military industrial complex.
the nice passengers that were
planes,
sitting there in their
several
seats.
buildings.
The majority of them
and
just being like, well,
all
just be calm.
masterminded
Just
from
be
a
calm,
guy on
Harold.
dialysis
Don't
who
cause
was in
any
a
trouble.
CIA
Just they got a
hospital
box
month before,
cutter. Just let
was
them.
hanging out
We'll
in a
figure
cave in
this out later
Afghanistan
after
without a
they
cell
land,
phone.
and we'll get
You
off
have
this
to be
airplane, and
mind-dumbing
they'll
with brain
figure. The
control
commandos
to
will
believe
come on.
this. This shows the
That wouldn't
sorry
happen
lot.
today.
And here's another big lesson for everybody.
And we
This
had to
is a
learn
hard
through
one.
Islam.
I tell you what, I got my dose of humility when I was in the Marine Corps. As I said 35 years ago, I realized you're an idiot, Ken. You are an absolute idiot. And you go ahead and soak that up for the next 2 years. And I decided I don't like being an idiot. I don't like being a chump for nobody. No. This
Then you got to ask yourself if you're being a chump
is going
for
to
Islam
decide
too.
the fate of all of us. If I do
If you're
have
not
any
questioning
disagreement
them,
at all, I believe
also,
in prophecy. I
me
believe
too.
in eschatology. I see it
Eschatology,
playing out, and I
I'm
saw
the
it
same
playing
way. I
out
think I'm P.
before I
Mashiach.
met the Shade. I'm even further blessed now, having read his book, The Quran and Russia's Destiny, and also Jerusalem in the Quran. I really highly recommend it. And anything that the doctor here has written, I would highly recommend it. But I've read these two books. Wow. Filling in all sorts of pieces of the puzzle. I believe and I see it. I see it. And I saw it from a largely kind of secular point of view, even though I am a Christian. Absolutely,
All
I'm
right,
a
he's
Christian.
a Christian. There you go.
But I'm also a Muslim.
But he
I'll
doesn't
explain
believe
in a
that
bit.
Jesus is God. So
it's playing out.
see, so he's
It's
also
playing
he's
out
a
right before our eyes.
he's
But I
a
also believe in something else. And it's why I love God. It's the reason why I love him more than
a
anything
Christian.
else.
I don't know,
Because
Christian Muslim.
if he didn't give us this,
See, that's what I'm
then
saying.
this would
It's
all
all
be a
right now.
Shakespeare
That's what's
play.
happening to everybody. We're just
Everything
getting
would be a
like all
Shakespeare
twisted
play.
into
So this is
the
where I
children
have
of
just a small,
Abraham. It's
and
like
this
a
is where when we start to
vine
get into
in
real debate and
itself right
philosophy
now,
and
and it's
critical
twisting
thinking, and we're
up.
going to have these kind of conversations. And trust me, it's going to accelerate
Oh, I know.
human potential
Yes.
exponentially.
If we
when
don't start
having these types
getting
of
to
intelligent discussions.
yes, I agree.
I also love God more than anything else because of what a good parent would do, has to do. It's your duty.
Hashem's my beloved.
It's called free will.
Yep, free will, baby.
Now, if we didn't have free will,
freedom to speak, freedom of press, freedom of religion, freedom of,
God
you know.
is just like a movie producer.
It's what it's about.
And you're all characters.
You want to
don't
feel
even
the
know.
full effects of being
You
human?
may think that you're free thinking, but
Free
you're not,
will,
'cause God
baby.
made you, and
All the
you're going
way.
to go ahead and do what he wrote it down in a script in his head, and he made you all characters, and it's all going to play out in a certain way, and there's really nothing you can do about it, and that's all there is to it. My critical thinking leads me to the point that
I'm
sorry, I'm not going to accept that.
there.
If for no other reason, I'm not going to accept that, because if I do accept that, then that means I don't actually have free will either. Like, there is no chance that the world would go in any way different from prophecy.
If you
I
repent, you
believe,
have the free will to
right or
repent.
wrong, and I
That's
look
like the
forward to meeting my
biggest of the
maker.
free will. Repent.
I'll find out.
Ask for mercy
Oh, shoot. Oh, God, I was wrong.
to to to
Oh, my
to,
God. I'm
to
going to find
Hashem,
out whether I was wrong or right.
to Allah,
I
right?
believe that
I think it, or
if we
to
do what we're capable of, then we will
Abba.
get the
I'm not. Or
result
we don't agree on Jesus being God.
that we
So I
want.
mean, he's
And
the
that's what
same way I
God
am. There.
wills. Inshallah, God willing.
Yeah, we're both
I
there.
believe God is willing us. I know that God is willing us. But I find it hard, if not impossible, to believe that it is just simply what it is, and that free will, if you look at the world and the state of the world today, and we're being really honest here, how many people are truly servants of God? Let's be honest. How many of us are investing
5
as much
billion,
time
6,
in
7,
God,
8,
service and sacrifice as we are
2/3
in
of the world or
where we
something
live?
are
What
all
kind of
under
car
the
we
children
drive?
of
What
Abraham.
kind of friends
We
we
are
keep?
all we all come from
how
the
pretty the
Torah.
lawn looks. I want to,
All of
I
us.
want this, that, and the other. I know there's good people in this room, but I don't think any of us would be so delusional to think that we're all the best that we can be, myself included.
I agree.
Maybe the shape.
I agree.
He's proven a lot, boy. But I believe that free will, potentially, at the least, if we're going to have a real critical thinking, philosophical discussion, at the very least,
For
if
all
enough of us
genders,
choose the side of Gog and Magog,
for all genders,
usury,
free will.
of Satan, Lucifer, if enough of us choose that, is God truly just going to come in and just go ahead and clean the slate and like give us this? Now, again, it's not as simple. We could get deeper.
Well, you repent.
999
He
out of
cleans the
1,000
slate.
combatants, according to
That's
the
what
Quran and prophecy,
repentance is
are
all
going to be
about.
dead.
You clean that
Let
slate.
me be one of those 1,000, and I'm happy to die.
Yeah.
No problem. When this war happens, make no mistake, I intend to fight. And if I am so blessed, when Jesus comes down in Syria on the wings of angels, I'd like to apply for the job of being by your right-hand side there, Jesus. I really would. May I please?
Come on, I'm going. I'll go to Syria if you can get me
this
there.
is where, you set the bar high. Is that going to happen? Come on, I could be dead tomorrow.
You could be on my right
I
hand
assume
side.
nothing, I take nothing for granted, and I'm entitled to nothing. I have to earn it. There is no shortcut. I'm not done. I'm not going to rest on my laurels. I know I'm not the best version of myself. I pray every day for the guidance from God and the knowledge and the wisdom and the angels, because I've met many that can help me do the best I can do. And I have a mission. My mission is a better world. I'm talking a better world. In that better world, there will be absolutely no homelessness. There will be absolutely no people devoid of clean drinking water. Everyone will have
It's
clean
going to
drinking
happen
water.
one day.
There will be healthy food.
We'll
Not this
have our
junk food
utopia.
that's killing
It's
us all,
coming.
little by little. Healthy food.
It's coming,
We will be
everybody.
tending our gardens. There will be traditional families in this better world. There will no longer be gay pride and all of this.
No, everybody could just be themselves. Pride this, pride that, pride that. I'm proud of the ones close to me. I just keep it there.
For instance, in Adolf Hitler's
Keep it close.
Germany or England, when it didn't have usury, where the average work week in England before the Jews managed to invade,
Because who does it really matter to
with
anyway?
a corrupt king, 14 hours a week with ownership of the land. Imagine working 14 hours a week, owning the land, a healthy parcel of land that you live in. Do you know why England was able to create these magnificent architectural?
He's saying they worked 14 hours a day back in the day when they didn't have usury. So, but I'm gonna kind of mark this as something because I look at back in the day they were all farmers. They were all farmers. They didn't have to work, so they planted their seeds. They did their thing. Or 14-hour work week. It was nothing. And then in the winter they really didn't have much to do. You know. builders and stuff like that. 14 hours, I mean, that was backbreaking work. That's all you can do is 14 hours. You couldn't put up a 40-hour work week with the haul you were doing. Man, you were lifting brick, big brick. You were hauling sludge or whatever. I mean, it was backbreaking work. They had it down. That's all they can do without killing them. I better hurry up here, man. My battery's gonna run out. But anyway, I'll tell you what. How long have we been on here? That's going on an hour. Yeah, I won't make it the rest of the way. My battery's too low. I'm sorry. Yeah, had a little outage earlier. But however, I'm gonna end it there. You could watch it, whether you agree with this guy or not. It don't matter. He's got an Irish pin on him though. Irish in Palestine. And if you're Irish and if you're out there, I'm Scottish. I'm Irish. Leinster, and then Donegal and Leinster, Scottish, and yeah, I think Israel is what it's all about, everybody. And nobody would want their country invaded like Israel had invaded. Nobody would want Ireland invaded like that. Nobody would want England invaded like that. It's time to be good to the people. But we're all children of Abraham. That's how I look at this. We all have grown up. We all have had our minds molded. And that's pretty hard to unmold when you start sticking higher powers in there and all that stuff. So our minds have been molded from the Abrahamic faiths. The majority of us on this. So let's see where this leads us. And he's a little much more right or left than I am on these issues. I think he had a voice. He maybe I'll finish it off another day. I'll remember it right here. I'll give it a part 2. All right, you guys. Have a good one, and I'll give it a part 2 in a couple days here. Anyway, God bless, and keep on keeping on, and Kenneth O'Keefe. We all have our life stories. We all have our stories, and where we're at today. I'm a couple years older than you. That doesn't matter. I know. But I'm just saying I'm very close to your age. So I think we've seen and been through a lot of the things in America, and we're still going through them. We know the struggles and the changes that we really have before us. And we have to be really bright about this, because I know your children, the Palestinian children, do not want to be do not, if you have your Palestinian kids, you don't want them to be uh, discriminated against. Nobody does. But we're going to make it through this, America. We're going to make it through this, my fellow countrymen. It's all about that Constitution and keeping that Constitution in check for us. That's our people. That's who we are. That's who we are. And we now have come to question. It's our duty now as Americans. Nobody can touch us, man. And we're laid out with the 3 big Abrahamic faith books right in front of us, and we're staring at them all. The 3 paths of Abraham. The 3 major paths that grew out of the Abrahamic altar. And we have the opportunity, man, to really look at all 3 of them and give our honest opinion without fear of death or dying or being taken to court on how we feel. And we could come out with our next truth out of all this. On who Hashem, who Allah, who Abba, and for some of you, who Jesus is. Maybe even who Muhammad is. Maybe even who Paul is. Moses. Some people don't even know who Moses is. A lot of people don't even care. But this is how we're getting our laws, and this is how we're moving forward. This is our opportunity as Americans, as free-minded Americans, whether you feel this or that about anybody. But we're all part of this whole thing called the world. And if we fail here, if we fail, we will fail our freedom of speech. We will fail our freedom of press. And if we don't use them, we will lose them. So it is time for us as Americans to really, really start talking about these things. Even the way our children are going with the issues of usury. These are deep issues that are affecting everybody. AI. Then we got the gods. And we're killing each other over the gods. But we all come from that altar of Abraham. We all come from there. So anyway, I'll part two this, Kenneth O'Keefe, and yeah, and we'll see where this goes. So I'll part to it, and yeah, everybody have a good day, and peace in, peace out, peace all around. Later.